Hey guys, it's Andrew Gosen with Anchor Voices. This is May the 5th, Tuesday, and I'm going to be talking about the section of verses in Judges, the end of Judges 20 and 21, chapters 20 and 21. And this is where kind of everything is going downhill. Judges started out so good with some victory and obeying God. You know, they're destroying the land, just came off of Joshua, where it just was constant victory coming into the promised land, and they had high hopes for what this was going to look like. You know, this has been hundreds of years of promises come to fruition, and it's like, what does life look like? So Moses is gone, Joshua's gone, and they got all these judges, but even the judges themselves are a little bit messed up people. A little bit of context. This book was possibly written by Samuel, and it would have been written obviously after the events, and so probably in the time when like Saul is king, is first king, and Samuel would be writing the book of Judges to say, here's what happens when you're not obeying God. And you guys wanted a king in the beginning of Samuel, but you got a king, and even then things are not going very well. The truth of the matter is, Samuel's saying, it's not about looking like the other nations. It's not about having a great king of good stature. It's about obeying God and following his ways. And that's where true strength is. Because the Israelites in that time would have definitely been wondering, like, okay, if we're in the promised land, where's the milk and honey? You know, where's the prosperity? Where's the rave reviews that we saw as we came here, that sold us to come here? Where is that? Because all I'm seeing is destruction and death and brokenness. And we find that the author of Judges is saying, like, over and over again, he says, there was no king in the land, and every man did as they saw fit. So they had just totally abandoned the law, the truth. They might have thought that they were walking with God, but in actual fact, they were very far from it, judging by their actions. You know, the sections that we're reading is actually like concubines being raped to death, concubine being cut up, sent to the nations coming together, destroying the tribe of Benjamin, like stealing wives. It's a epically weird 2 chapters. But what it shows is actually how far the Israelites had come from the beginning of the book. And Joshua, or Judges, is a spiral downwards into depravity as what happens to people when they don't follow God. And so in my own life, I realize that I can do the same thing with God in the sense of, okay, here, God, I'm walking in your promises. I'm walking in obedience with you, but I'm not quite seeing, you know, the breakthrough that I'm hoping for, or the growth that I want, or the, I don't know, fulfillment that I was shooting after. And to me, that can be a real sign that God's saying, well, you look really spiritual. Like you look like you're saying all the right things. You're going to church. You're doing the right stuff. But really, he's pointing out that I've been missing him in the midst of it. And I think that is my point for this Anchor Voices video, to say that, you know, we're very sly, us human beings. We like to try and make things better than they are, when actually in our heart, that's not truly the case. And we try to make it look like, oh, we're in the promised land. Yay, everything's great. But our hearts are not in the right place, and even our actions can show it. And I want to take this video to challenge us, and even myself especially. I think God's been doing that really in this time of isolation and quarantine, where I'm thinking, I look good on the outside, but where's my heart actually? And God is pointing at me and saying, I want to come back to being with you. I want to come back to relationship with you, to genuine relationship where you hear me, you're spending time with me, you're loving me. And that is the true promised land. That is the true promise. And so it's not about a place. It's not about a location. It's not about whatever. It's about being in relationship with him. Boom. Mic drop. You guys, love you. Have a great day. Comment, subscribe, like, all those things. We'll see you later.